Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a long time since my last video, so I thought I would give you guys an update with my latest purchases since the last video. A lot of what I have gotten is a mix of Sakru, cock socks, and Todd Sanfield with a mix of a few other brands. So without further ado, I'm going to start with this red thong here. This is a pair that I got off of Amazon. I don't remember the exact brand name. It's some weird, I think it's some weird Chinese brand or something like that. But the reason that I was inclined to buy this one is because I really like the soft texture of the seamless fabric that you typically see in a lot of women's underwear. And of course, with women's underwear, they're always trying to find something that is very thin and light so that there isn't any underwear lines. I think the main reason that you don't see a lot of guys' underwear with this material is because it is so thin, so it's very tough to provide enough support for a guy's package in the front. But this one, I read some reviews and it had some decent reviews of some people liking it with the pouch being pretty decent. And I would have to agree that it does cover everything up front. So I was really happy about that. I did size up with it and it worked out well. If you guys want to check it out, I do have all the information on Instagram and Twitter on those pages that I've got up. So overall, it's an okay pair. I do really love the texture of it and the feel. Very, very smooth. The only thing is it doesn't offer enough support for if you're doing anything with active running or jogging or anything like that. Even for me, just I wore it yesterday just to my workplace, and sometimes things would fall out a little bit in the front and I'd have to kind of rearrange and get everything where it's supposed to be again. So overall, it's not the most practical pair for daily wear and everything like that, but it's a good fun one to just put on. And again, it's very soft and it great material to go with. So this guy, this bright guy, is from Coxsacks. I've been waiting a long time to get some more of their pairs. It's one of my favorite brands out there. And they had, I want to say it was like a Boxing Day deal. No, I did a Thanksgiving. So Black Friday, they have a buy two, get one free, I believe. So I ended up getting this thong. I really love the colors. I wrote them a while back and mentioned that I would love to see some more like bright neon colors, and they mentioned to me that one of their next collections was going to have some of that. So to stay tuned, and I did, and this one came out last spring, and I waited till fall just because I had a gift card to use up with it. And so I figured the best way to get kind of the best value is to do the, buy a few, get one free type of thing. So that's what I ended up going with. It's a great thong. I don't have as many of the underwear without the top waistband. You'll see, there's a few other pairs that I've gotten that doesn't have that as well. I'm trying to branch more into that just to try a few different styles, a few different takes on the underwear. Coxsocks has one of the best pouches out there. It's a very enhancing, well, they have a few different styles of pouches, which you can read about on their website. This one is more their enhanced pouch. It definitely pushes things up and out, and it's a fun style to go with. It feels great, and again, with this one, I absolutely love the color, so I definitely had to get one of these. This is my first bikini from them, so I've heard some good things about it, so I had to give it a try. It's a good pair. I like it. Has the same enhanced pouch in the front. I like the thin waist going around to the back. I think that's a nice sexy feel to it. I figured just a nice classic black was the good way to go with this one. So next we start to get into some Todd Sanfield pairs. I was really tempted to go for his 35% off right around Thanksgiving, Black Friday into Christmas. It's his best sale of the year, but I ended up having a bunch of points from the previous purchase, and with using the points for getting a discount, it was kind of either or type of thing. You either take advantage of the current 35% off that I was looking at, or you use up the points and cash that in. So what I decided to do is wait. I did want to get a micro thong because I heard some good things from a few friends online, and they were sold out of it in my size. So I waited till they had more in stock, and then it just so happened to be in January they ended up discounting some of their pairs just right up front, if you will. Like there wasn't like a promo code, it just automatically was discounted. So I ended up getting some discounted pairs in addition to cashing in my points that I had. So it worked out for the best. This is definitely a micro thong, very thin as far as narrow. I was actually kind of surprised, even though the name has micro in it, I for some reason didn't think of how skimpy it was going to be, but it definitely is very skimpy. It has a decent pouch to it. For me, right along the sides here, it gets to the point where you start seeing a little bit of skin, like of your package of kind of what's behind there, but you would have to have like the right sideways view to even look at it. From the front, you can't tell. Overall, as far as comfort goes, that doesn't affect the comfort for me, so I don't have an issue with it overall. But just know when you're getting the micro thong, I mean, it's skimpy, so it's definitely not a bad thing. It's a fun, sexy style to go with. I will note, for whatever reason, sometimes the back ended up getting a bit irritating, and I honestly cannot figure out why. It looks like it has a long enough tail. Sometimes there's certain companies you'll get a thong and the tail will be too short, and then it ends up like really like giving you a wedgie. And I know for the people who are not into thongs, they're like, well, all thongs give you wedgies, right? Well, the right make of thongs just like sit in there the right way to where it really isn't a bother. So it just depends on materials, style, brand, size. All those things factor in. So if you're curious about thongs, or maybe you've just tried one and you thought it was horrible, I encourage you to check out a few more, because you might just have the wrong style, size, so on. So this one, I thought it was a good pair. I like it. This is from the Defiant collection from Todd Sanfield, and I absolutely love this collection. I am hooked with getting all the different styles from this collection because the material is so dang silky soft. So absolutely love that. So overall, I'd say this is a good pair. Definitely check it out. Next is another Todd Sanfield. This is another Defiant brief. I have now everyone has their name, and forgive me if I'm not using the correct Todd Sanfield name. I call this a sport, let's see here, I call this a hip brief. I have a sport brief in a light bluish color, where the elastic from the sides go all the way up to the waistband. With a hip brief, you got a little bit of material here, and so I didn't have one in this style, so I wanted to give it a shot. And you kind of see a trend in red. I like the color red, so I ended up, getting a decent amount of red pairs in my collection. But decided to go with this one. I love the waistband. I love the shiny material on the waistband. Something about that I just think looks really hot. A very comfortable pair, good for daily wear, great support, great pouch. Love it. Next is another pair. I believe this is the Hazard color from the Defiant collection. This is more of the micro bikini brief kind of style, where it has no waistband, just an elastic, and it's got that really thin area on the top. Again, like I mentioned before, trying to expand my collection into more of these kind of styles. I don't have as much of this. I have a lot of briefs, but a lot of them have waistbands and usually a little bit more material in this section, kind of like the hip brief from this one. So if you couldn't tell already, I really like bold neon colors, and so this one just piqued my interest and decided to go for it. Overall, it's a good pair. One thing to note about Todd Sanfield in general is they tend to have extra material in the back of their briefs. And I think, if you work out a bunch and, have all those muscles and everything, then or if you just are born with a little bit more of a booty in the back, this is a great brand to go with. I definitely recommend them for that reason. And for me, like I feel like I have, let's just call it an average backside. I don't think it's small. I don't think it's big. It's, average. For me, it's a little bit extra material on the back. And all that really just means is that, maybe the back just goes up a little bit higher or something like that. But overall, once I throw on a pair of jeans, I don't really notice the difference too much. So, and it's not like a tremendous amount extra, just a little bit, just enough to notice there's a little bit more back there. So again, Defiant, really silky, soft material. Absolutely love it. I just realized as I was showing that one that I forgot to bring one out. And before we move on to a different brand, I am going to show off, I think, one of my last pairs from the Todd Sanfield collection. And this is their string mesh bikini style. I don't have any string bikinis, so I figured, well, why not go for one? My wife really likes mesh. She thinks that's a sexy look, so I thought, well, shoot, let's try a mesh one. I'm kind of hit or miss with mesh, particularly in the front pouch. I don't mind it in the back. The back's great, but I'm always like a bit hesitant to go for them because there's just certain mesh materials. I think I've talked about this before, but just certain mesh materials that just irritates things up front. If you just get the wrong kind of mesh, there are some rough mesh pieces that I just do not like. But this one is a very soft mesh. Like it a lot. And again, kind of a fun, different style to it. Again, decent amount of material on the back. Overall, a simple pair. All right. Now, this one I actually got from Cheap Undies. I've mentioned Cheap Undies in a few other videos in the past. It's a great website to go check out where you can get daily points for logging in and get points for buying stuff and points for probably recommending and liking their pages and so on. So it's a good way to get some decent deals on top of getting points as well to put towards gift cards and certain things like that. So I had a gift card and I ended up seeing this CIN2 pair out there. I absolutely love this jock style. I have a bunch from that collection. I have an orange one there. I have like a neon yellow. I have a neon green. Those are all the exact same style, so I knew I would like that. And I don't have a lot of hot pink yet, so it's something I'm branching into. And I think it's just a great sexy color. I absolutely love the shine on the waistband. I mean, you can just see that on the straps and everything. I just think that's absolutely sexy. Very comfortable pair, very supportive. You feel very secure and all, everything's where it's supposed to be type of pair. That's typically what a jock does, with the back straps being wide elastic rather than little tiny elastic strips. So everything's where it's supposed to be. So it's a great pair. I like it a lot. Next I got from Cheap Undies is their jockbrief. I absolutely love this style. I feel like for some people this style is kind of phased out. I think I've talked to a few people where it was a big thing, like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago or something like that, but it's kind of lost its glamour. And for me, since I've just kind of been exposed to them just within the last few years, for me it's like a new fun thing. And I always refer to these as kind of like the mullet of underwear, where you get like business in the front and party in the back kind of mentality. This is from their Touch collection, which is made out of modal. And the modal, I mean, like I mentioned in the past, it's one of the softest materials out there for underwear. Very breathable, very flexible, moves to your shape. And I just think it's fun. For me, it's like a good, safe, sexy style, because if you were to bend over and show a little bit of your waistband and there's a little bit of material, no one would really think anything of it. But just below that is a bunch of sexiness with an open back. So it allows everything to breathe in the back, which is great, but then you still get the comfort of a nice brief, although I don't really have anything against jocks either. But it's just a nice in-between style. So I love the Touch collection from Cheap Undies. It's a great deal. I think they're, I don't know, between $7 and $10 a pair, which is a steal in my book. Great quality. I don't notice any cheap, making of how they make their underwear. So I can't knock it. I think it's a great deal. I think it's a great starter pair. All right. Next, going more into more Sakru underwear. This one is from their 10-year anniversary pair. This was kind of just a fun, not huge high expectations for this particular pair because of the material. It is, I think they even have a warning right on their website, like, material may flake off eventually, and as you use it and wash it a bunch and so on. So I'm not expecting this one to last out perfectly, although I don't know how much I'll wear it with all the different pairs I have. Usually I, go through the rotation just a few times a year. So this one is okay. This is their bubble thong is what they call it. Basically, instead of the straps being like perfectly like a T shape, this one has more like a V shape where it curves up and is supposed to like accent the roundness of your butt, I would say. So I think what they end up doing is they make the strap a little bit shorter so that it starts a little bit lower and then it can go like around your butt cheeks. So like I get that, but for me I just feel like it's too short, even though the waistband is probably where it's supposed to be. Like just having the back a little bit lower feels a little bit weird, and it's a little bit more of a stiff material. I mean, it has some flex to it and everything. It's a good pair. I kind of wish I would have tried one of their other fabrics in this style to see how it holds up, because I've heard a lot of good things about this. So I would say this is just more for fun rather than as much for daily wear. I'll still probably wear it from time to time again for my daily wear, but I would just say that one's just okay. This one I was very excited about. This, you may think, oh, it's just a jock brief again. But you'll notice the backs have a little bit wider fabrics to it, and there's actually a thong built into it as well. So it's actually like a jock thong brief all made into one. So with Sakru, they have a very, very big pouch. One knock that I've heard from some people is that they don't like their pouch because it kind of pushes everything down, as in the pouch isn't up here, it's kind of down lower, so that everything is kind of forced to go downwards. But there's, in my book at least, I'd say it has one of the roomiest pouches. But yes, it does kind of just kind of go in that direction. I don't have a problem with that. Other people do. I don't mind that at all. So I think it's just a nice roomy pouch. This is a very, very soft material. It's not a cotton. It's some kind of a silky polymer, some kind of silky material. I recommend this material if you're going with Sakru. Rather, they have a lot of cotton ones and a lot of this other polymide material. Definitely would recommend going with this kind of material. I think it's a nice, fun, soft material. So I ended up getting that soft material with this one as well. It's just a brief, just fun colors. I've been staring at this color pattern forever from this brand. So when I was buying some, I think this was also Black Friday, or maybe around Christmas, one of the two. I ended up going for this one, and it's a good pair. I like it. So with these, my wife actually ended up surprising me with these. She was at a discount store and she saw these, and they're actually pretty decent. So typically you can find these at Target and a few other places. I'm usually not like a Target or Walmart kind of underwear guy. I'm typically more high end. But I cannot knock it too much. It's your basic pair. I don't find them like overly attractive or anything in my book. Other people find them very attractive. I just think the waistband is just kind of a generic low end, mid end kind of waistband look to it. But the actual material of the underwear itself is very silky soft. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it has a little bit of a mesh kind of material to it, which allows everything to breathe, better. So it can't knock it. It's just a standard brief, so it's not like a hip brief or anything like that. So it's a good daily pair. You just want to lounge around one day. That's a good one to go with. This is their boxer brief. Again, same kind of mesh pieces in it. Overall, a good pair. I like it. Decent. If I saw one for sales at a store, would I buy it? Probably not, because again, it's nothing special to me, but it's not a bad pair. I think they're comfortable. All right. So again, with this Sakru brand, I went for that really soft material. Again, that silky soft material, and I wanted to try it in a boxer brief because I thought it would be fun to have that material going down your legs. And this is a little bit longer leg boxer brief. So, and then on top of that, I'm a Packer fan, so the green and yellow I thought worked out well. Again, a huge pouch for a boxer brief. Probably the biggest pouch I have for a boxer brief. It definitely competes with the Cock Socks boxer briefs. Absolutely love it. This is a great pair. Very soft. And my last but not least are two swim thongs. These are my first swim thongs. I ended up going with the Sakru green swim thong, and then this one I got off of Amazon. Again, forgive me, I don't remember the brand. I saw this on someone's Instagram page and decided to give it a shot because it has more of a wide back to it. It's more of a cheeky thong, and I thought that was really hot because I've never worn swim thongs before, and I've definitely planning to this summer at some beaches. And so I want something a little bit more modest. I don't want like for modest for a thong. So I thought having the wider back would be a good option to have. So overall, I like this one. It was good for the price. The back is it is a little bit boxy where it's like a little bit too straight going side to side. It just kind of looks like I have this wrap of material going around my body, and there's no like shape where it gets narrower or bigger or anything like that. It's just kind of a straight line going across my backside. So that I'm not too fond of, but I think if I just pull it up a little bit higher, then it kind of turns into a little bit more of a fun, cheeky, thongy kind of swim thong. So excited to check that one out. This is more your traditional thong style. Again, I like this because it has a little bit more material in the back and a little bit more material around the edges here, rather than just like cutting straight up. I wanted to just have a little bit more if I'm gonna rock this thing out at the beach. So super excited about this. And overall, I think that's about it with my collection. I feel like I have a Coxsocks mesh pair somewhere, but I'll be honest, I don't know where it is. You just have to check out on Instagram, and I know I have it posted on there. I feel like I'm missing that one somewhere. Now you guys are just having fun because now you get to see me dig through my underwear. So who doesn't enjoy that? Yeah, I'm not sure where that one ended up. I thought I got a mesh pair from them, but I could be wrong. Overall, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. You just have to wait till the next video for that pair, I guess. Or again, check out my Instagram.